In this video we will identify all 16 smaller cap commercial stage oncology-focused biopharma companies that had their first cancer type therapy approved by the FDA since January 1, 2017 that have not been acquired to date. With the annual JPM Healthcare Conference set to start Monday, January 8, 2024, we thought it'd be fun to speculate which of these 16 commercial stage oncology-focused biopharmas may, huge and we mean huge emphasis on may, be candidates for acquisition concurrent with the start of the conference. Recall last year 3 non-oncology focused biopharma M&A transactions were announced the day the conference kicked off. Repeat, all 3 were non-oncology focused acquisitions. Be sure to watch our video coming shortly identifying commercial stage but non-oncology focused biopharma candidates for acquisition at the conference. The 3 acquisitions announced last year were priced between $950 million and $1.2 billion. Premiums to 20-day VWAP were 101 to 120% excluding any value attributable to the CVRs included in all 3 transactions. Again, in this video we will only focus on oncology-focused candidates. We've been scrolling through our list of 16 that note the date they received their FDA approval, share price, and market cap as of the New Year's Eve weekend. Obviously all 16 are technically candidates for acquisition. Practically speaking, some are higher probable candidates than others. We'll spend well less than 1 minute on each company and share why we believe they are or they are not candidates. Actually, before we get to our review, we'd remind investors that there have been 5 oncology-focused biopharma M&A transactions in the last 3 months, including 2 in the last week. It was not 3 months ago Lilly bought Point Biopharma and Bristol Myers bought Mirati, followed 1 month later by AbbVie buying ImmunoGen for $10 billion. Wow, my goodness, that is a big number. The day after Christmas we learned Bristol also purchased Raisbio and AstraZeneca purchased Gracell. We don't consider the Theseus Pharma a real buy as we understand Concentra was just buying their cash. However you view Theseus, it does not appear Big Pharma waits for JP Morgan to announce oncology-focused acquisitions. Okay, before we go on, a reminder, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is not investment advice. Remember, we have no idea if any M&A transactions will be announced at JP Morgan. Okay, first on our list is ADI Biosciences that, in spite of having an FDA-approved therapy, albeit for an ultra-rare cancer, should still generate $25 million in 2023 product sales at 89% gross margins. However, ADI trades for less than half of its net tangible assets as of the end of Q3 2023. Trust us, we have analysis that suggests ADI could easily be considered the best opportunity in this peer group, but our analysis concludes it is not a candidate for near-term acquisition because its value is so depressed right now. Number 2 is Delcath, who had a big FDA approval in August 2023 and we consider another good long-term opportunity to patient investors. However, it is our opinion, and that's all, these are our opinions. Delcath is not a likely candidate for near-term acquisition because its therapy at peak is expected to generate revenues in the hundreds of millions of dollars per year almost on par with Immunocore, which we will discuss later. Hence we suspect at its current market cap it is not the right time for Delcath to be acquired. Number 3, Karyopharm has a good product in Spovio, but, as we understand it, sales have been disappointing when compared to initial expectations incorporated into the very first royalty financing in 2020. We have analysis that suggests Karyopharm could be the poster boy for reasons small cap bios should scale versus commercializing by themselves. We could be wrong, but we also suspect KPTI's balance sheet may spook acquirers. We could be very wrong about KPTI. ADC Therapeutics has a highly respected ADC therapy called Zynlonta approved in April 2021 for B-cell lymphoma. B-cell lymphoma is an awful disease, but the TAM is not a very big number. Worse, in July ADC announced it was discontinuing a Zynlonta study for diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. The flip side is ADC just reported very encouraging results in a Zynlonta combo study in follicular lymphoma. Long story short, we just don't think the time is right for an ADC acquisition, primarily because its market cap is so low. Next up is G1 Therapeutics aka GTHX, who has a therapy dubbed Cozala, FDA approved to treat chemotherapy-induced myelosuppression associated with small cell lung cancer. By most standards GTHX is a great value, but with a phase 3 breast cancer data read due at some point in Q1 2024 we believe there is no universe where GTHX is acquired before the data is published. 2seventy Bio ticker TSVT and its Abicma therapy approved in March 2021 when 2seventy was still part of Bluebird would be a great value to 50/50 partner Bristol Myers Squibb. However, uncertainty around Abicma's near-term label expansion to a third-line multiple myeloma therapy may make them apprehensive until fully understood. Will BMY pull the trigger at JP Morgan? We wish we knew. Y-mAbs Therapeutics is definitely the first candidate for acquisition on our list. Y-mAbs Danyelza was approved in November 2020 for neuroblastoma. Y-mAbs received a CRL for its second product submission just over 1 year ago this month. Hence Y-mAbs is a one-trick pony we believe ripe for the picking by someone looking for a good drug and solid revenues. Fennec is definitely the and one of the most likely on our list. After 2 CRLs, Fennec got its PEDMARK therapy approved 1 year ago. Why do we believe they are a candidate? Because they tell us themselves in last year's 10K when they disclosed a special bonus to management if a Fennec acquisition closed by the end of 2023. Yes, they missed the timing of their goal, but we suspect the goal itself is unchanged. BioLNRx won an approval for its Afixa in September. We know very little about BioLNRx except that its market cap is roughly $15 million, so chances are a deal would not make that big a splash. Like all 16 on our list, we could be dead wrong. Next on our list is UroGen, that definitely appears a good candidate for an acquisition. UroGen has a great product in Gelmito, but Gelmito's annual revenue opportunity appears limited to the $100 to $150 million a year range. However, UroGen just reported stellar data in its second product dubbed UGN-102 and expects to file for FDA approval very soon. The UGN-102 opportunity is anticipated to be, very roughly, 2 to 3 times the Gelmito potential. Last, there's always been rumors URGN is up for sale. Anisa GSK partnered Jemperli won a FDA approval in endometrial cancer last summer. We otherwise do not know much about Anisa, but they should technically be on our list. Macrogenics Margenza was approved in December 2020. Macrogenics may be a great stock for all we know, but with a major inflection point anticipated in the first half of 2024 it appears unlikely a deal will happen in the next 2 weeks. Deciphera is the oncology-focused biopharma on our list of M&A candidates in the near term. Deciphera's Qinlock was approved as a fourth-line stomach cancer therapy 90 days before PDUFA while the FDA was neck-deep in COVID in 2020. With good phase 3 QINLOCK trial anticipated to broaden the label to certain second-line patients, UC last March 2nd analysts forecast QINLOCK annual revenues in the $200 to $300 million a year range by 2030. Deciphera just reported solid vimseltinib data that is expected to lead to approval in 2025. Put simplest, Deciphera offers a buyer two respected therapies in good markets. While Deciphera is definitely on our list, we'd remind everyone the 3 deals announced at JP Morgan last year were priced in the $1 billion range, which were 100% premiums to 20-day VWAP. A Deciphera acquisition today would likely be priced, very roughly, 2 to 2.5 times higher than last year's average deal size. SpringWorks Therapeutics got their nirogacestat approved just after Thanksgiving, not 6 weeks ago. That is patent protected through 2041. SpringWorks also just published strong phase 2 data on a second candidate that is expected to lead to approval in the next 12 to 18 months. Hence now is as good a time as any for a sale, while SpringWorks valuation is on the higher side compared to its near-term revenue opportunity. Immunocore has the second highest market cap on our list of 16. Immunocore's Kimmtrak was approved in February 2022. Sales got to $50 million a quarter by the end of 2022, but since peaking, at least temporarily, in the $60 million a quarter range. Annual growth forecasts from here are in the 10% range. Hence it might be time to get Kimmtrak into an engine. Immunocore is on our list of potential acquisitions. Last but certainly not least is Blueprint Medicines, ticker BPMC. There has been speculation for years that Blueprint is a likely M&A candidate since its first of 5 submissions back in 2020. Published takeout estimates have been at roughly $10 billion. We have no idea if these estimates are right, but if one big pharma is looking to make a splash at JP Morgan, Blueprint is as good a target as any. Okay, so again there are 16 smaller cap commercial stage oncology focused biopharma companies that, technically, are all candidates for acquisition. Please let us know in the comments if we missed an oncology focused biopharma that had a FDA approval since January 1, 2017. We are aware of Coherus' recent big PD-1 win as well as their Surface Oncology acquisition, but we still consider Coherus more a biosimilar focused entity versus oncology specific. Like anything in this video, we could be wrong about Coherus. Okay, so with these 16 specific candidates, we'd rank Fennec as the most likely to disclose they've been acquired at JP Morgan. Number 2 would be Urogen, followed Deciphera in spite of its market cap being higher than the average deal size of last year's 3. Fourth would be Y-mAbs. If not these 4, then the 3 biggest by market share being SpringWorks, Immunocore, then Blueprint. Without naming each remaining entity, here is how we'd rank the rest. Remember, there are a handful of highly respected late-stage but still pre-commercial oncology-focused biopharmas we did not review. We are well aware of that. Highly anticipated late-stage but still technically clinical-stage oncology-focused biopharmas would include, and not in any particular order, Iovance with its February 2024 PDUFA date and Geron in its June 16, 2024 PDUFA date. Agenus, ticker AGEN, is expected to file a BLA for its botensilimab therapy by mid-2024. Botensilimab is showing incredible results in colorectal cancer. There is compelling evidence that suggests Agenus will be a multi-billion-dollar valuation company in as little as 2 years. There's also Day One Biopharmaceuticals, ALX Oncology, PDS Bio, IDEAYA Biosciences, X4, Checkpoint in spite of its manufacturing-related CRL from a few weeks ago, Syndax, and last but certainly not least on this list would be Kura Oncology. Investors have to also remember the XBI has surged about 40% since Halloween. Perhaps valuations are now a tad rich and as such may discourage M&A activity. We wish we knew. Big picture, popular sentiment suggests that since larger M&A transactions like Mirati and ImmunoGen have happened the last few months, speculation leans towards the smaller-sized deals consistent with the acquisitions announced at the start of last year's JP Morgan conference. Don't forget to watch out for our review of smaller cap non-oncology focused biopharmas we think may, again huge emphasis on may, be good candidates for acquisition at the JP Morgan conference. Just to be crystal clear, this is all speculation just for fun. This video is for entertainment purposes only. This is not investment advice. We have no idea if there will be any acquisitions announced at JP Morgan. Remember, you can lose your entire investment when buying biopharma stocks. We hope you enjoyed our video. Please take a moment to follow us on social media. We genuinely appreciate followers. Thank you.